William Knight, oh my God, versus Marcin Prachnio. This can go one of two ways. This can go William Knight is going to knock Prachnio out, or Prachnio is going to knock William Knight out, or in a strange, weird twist of events, Marcin Prachnio is going to pick at William Knight. William Knight not going to be able to close the distance, and he's going to win out some weird decision while getting rocked a couple times. I don't know. In my opinion, those are really the only path to victory. Now, one thing that William Knight made clear once again that I think people have judged him for before, and I want to know if you're judging him for this, is that he does not watch any film tape on his opponents. He just says, I go in there and I fight. And I respect that because oftentimes you don't want to make the moment bigger than what it is. At the end of the day, you're going in there, you're going to fight. You know how to fight. It probably would help to know your, opponent's tendencies, but you don't want to make them bigger and larger than life. Can William Knight go in there and fight a stereotypical William Knight fight where he blitzes forward with big bombs, over here dude benching like 455 or whatever, and just take Prachnio's head off? Who we know, Prachnio, though we love and respect him, the man has a spotty chin. We've seen it time and time again. Can William Knight effectively go in there and get the job done early?
I think so, Derek, and especially because not only a spotty chin, but a willingness to stand in the pocket when you probably shouldn't, man. Prachnio is down to bite down on that mouthpiece, and that's kind of right here. Again, we were talking about it before. I'm betting against the chin of Prachnio just because it has let me down before. Now, going to what you're saying about the not watching film, I think it all comes down to the coach of William Knight and their relationship and their trust and how you're able to break things down. Because as a fighter, I don't really care how this guy fights. Yeah, I just want to know, okay, watch out for the right hand, watch out for the left leg. All right, what's he good at? Cool. I don't want to make this a bigger thing. But now speaking as a coach, I'm going to watch everything that this guy does, man. I'm breaking this thing down analytically. I want to know I want to know what this dude wakes up and eats for breakfast, man. I want to know if he pees first or goes number 2 in the morning, I want to know every single thing, but I don't want my fighter to stress about it. That's so right. I can see where he's coming from on that one.
Yeah, I was trying to take a look, seeing what camp this dude is coming out of. It looks like Ed Thornton, main coach right here. I don't know, man. Tapology is not always too accurate, but it says he's fighting out of Thornton Martial Arts. Either way, man, this is the point here. Marcin Prachnio, this is a dude who doesn't really seem too fazed by this matchup. And actually, I mean, these two, they were booked for that card that I was talking about, that Lewis versus Spivak card, that original one. And William Knight pulled out due to undisclosed reasons. Prachnio did not pull out. It was Knight. Now, Prachnio was offered a couple different opponents, and he opted, I'll just rebook this William Knight fight. So in a way, you kind of feel like maybe he's a little confident here, man. Here's the thing. This is what I'm looking at ultimately. Let me pull it up really quickly. I want to show the people. So we're all looking at this. Let me see. All right, here we go. Let me make a couple of changes. Sorry, folks, for the abrupt change in decision. All right, William Knight versus Marcin Prachnio here. So clearly the betting odds are showing, at least on Tapology, minus 125 here for Prachnio, right? If you're looking at a couple of these statistics, they're the same age. If you look at the weight, we do know that William Knight has a propensity to get pretty up there in weight, but hopefully he will make weight here. 5'10" for a William Knight, right? 6'3" for Marcin Prachnio. Very similar reach. So my whole thing is, when I look at these two fighters, I can see Marcin Prachnio doing something similar that he did to, I believe it was Khalil Roundtree when he won, where he just kind of picked at Khalil Roundtree, leg kick, just kind of picked around him, around the cage for 3 rounds and won a decision. Like, I can see that. But then again, we're in Vegas and we're in the small cage. And if William Knight needs to barn rush you to get you back against the cage and land a big one or clinch you up and throw those big shots, I also think he can do it. Now, twofold question. Question number 1 is, William Knight in the clinch, how effective can he be against a guy who is 5 inches taller than him? So let's hit that one first, and then I'll ask the second.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Derek, I'd say about a 3, only because of the pressure that William Knight is able to have and the kind of power he's able to generate. We saw him in the clinch. Was it the Devin Clark fight where he basically jumped up 6 feet in the air and put his knee to Devin Clark's nose? It can happen. I mean, the boy got hops. He's basically got bunnies in those calves, so he can get up. Now, against a guy who's 6'3", with the kind of agility and movement that Prachnio has, that's what kind of worries me. Because when I'm thinking about how this fight goes down, I see William Knight just marching the whole way and following Prachnio and just continuously following while Prachnio is just picking him apart, staying at distance. And with that kind of output and nothing really getting damaged as far as towards Prachnio, I think it's going to be a hard fight for Knight. Now, that being said, I do think Knight's going to knock him out. So we'll see how it all unfolds.
Well, this is going to be my other question. William Knight, right? He's been knocked out twice in his professional career thus far. And it's been to two behemoths. It's been to Devin Clark, that fight where he jumped up with that crazy knee, it was a ground and pound finish. And the other one was Tafon Dadon and Chukwi, where he got knocked out in the first round. Two behemoths of men. Can Marcin Prachnio, does he have the style? Listen, Marcin Prachnio is a fantastic fighter. This dude has legitimate skills. I'm just concerned about the chin. I'm not concerned about his offense. Can he do the same thing to William Knight?
Well, and that, man, 73% of his wins, of Prachnio's wins, are by knockout, man. 11 knockout wins. This dude can get it done. Now, the real thing that concerns me against like a Felipe Lins or a Mike Rodriguez, the Magomed Ankalaev makes a lot of sense. The Sam Alvey, you're losing a lot of these fights to people that are around your same level, like not necessarily. Yeah. I mean, the Magomed Ankalaev, this dude's a dog. It's hard to lose that one, but you do have a win against Khalil Roundtree. So there is things for Prachnio can be up and down as a kind of a mid-tier heavyweight fighter. I don't know. This one's a real hard fight to kind of lock down exactly what's going to happen.
I'm just gonna say that we know. Because we love me some Khalil Roundtree, right? Some Bangkok ready, Khalil. Mm-hmm. It's what version shows up, right? I don't think, that's a good feather in his cap having Khalil Roundtree under there. All right, man. Listen, give me William Knight. Give me a TKO. I'm clearly going balls to the wall here. I'm seeing just a Knight chocked full of just knockouts. The way that they're setting it up, it's almost primed for it. And you got William Knight by TKO too, correct?
Oh, yeah. William Knight, TKO. I'm going round 2.
All right, right on, man. All right, so I missed out, and folks, one more time, William Knight. There we go. Oh, look at that, actually. When he opened up, -120 for William Knight, +100 for Prachnio, so definitely the lines have flipped.